This is my favorite cup at the moment. It looks like Greek, and Greek reminds me of philosophy. As stupid as it may sound, this cup suits me. That's how I feel about it. You made this mug.
No. It looks like it's from a farm or something because it's in a jar.
So I'm currently watching this TV show called Love is Blind, and my personal opinion on it is that the show is so cringy that it is so addictive, if that makes any sense. If you haven't seen it before, I don't highly recommend it, but it might not be the worst TV show about love that you will ever see in your life. Speaking of love, if you've been following my YouTube channel, you might have noticed that I tend to bring up points that I personally think can be improved about Japan. And some of you guys have asked me a question. Sena, do you hate Japan? To simply answer this question, it is a no, and I love Japan so much. So in this vlog, I will talk about some of the most obvious points about why I love Japan so much, based on my personal opinions. The first point is food. So I spent 8 years of my life in New Zealand, and I can tell you that what I missed the most while being overseas was Japanese food. Every time I came back to Japan from New Zealand, the first thing that I always ate was ramen, and every time it made me cry with joy because of the amazing flavor. I'm so lucky to be alive. Japan provides a variety of food with a wide range of prices. You see, it makes sense to be able to taste something amazing when you pay a lot, and that was like that when I lived in New Zealand. But what became clear to me after having lived overseas is that even when you go to fast food restaurants that provide Japanese food at such low prices, they taste so delicious. Food is one of the biggest aspects that Japan is known for, and there are many people who visit this country to experience our food culture. However, I'm sorry to tell you this, but if you come to Japan for a few days or weeks, it's likely that you're not going to have sufficient time to enjoy all the Japanese food that is offered.
How's the white one?
It's really nice. The second point is politeness and hospitality. When you go somewhere like a restaurant, what you have is important, but I believe the atmosphere of the place you're eating at also enhances your whole experience. In terms of the hospitality industry, no matter how small or large you pay for service, I can assure you that you will be really disappointed with our way of treating others in Japan. When I was in New Zealand, I must say that I have experienced some terrible customer service where I felt uncomfortable or unvalued as a customer. But those places tended to be fast food restaurants where people got paid at minimum wage or even less. And I understood that it was normal because I bet they felt underappreciated by the employers. But in Japan, because we have a strong cultural aspect to be kind, caring, and respectful to others, the way we grow up is incorporated into any industry that we work for, which the main goal is to absolutely prioritize others, in this case, customers over ourselves. It turns out that Anna has never had any taiyaki before. So yeah, we're gonna go there and get some taiyaki for us. This explains why I can't even remember the last time that I received terrible customer service in Japan.
芋あん一つと、はい、あと、カスタードあん一つで、はい、お願いします。
So the other day, my girlfriend and I went to a kimono shop that sells traditional Japanese clothes. She bought 3 kimonos and spent about $20 in total, which was inexpensive, but 2 of them didn't have strings to tie them in front. Then one of the staff told us that she could attach strings to them, and despite how inexpensive they were, she and another staff member spent about 10 minutes choosing strings that would go well with the kimonos and sewing the strings. That level of customer service in Japan is not rare, and I always feel appreciative for being able to experience it here.
It's crunchy outside, and the inside is really soft.
The third point is safety. I mean, it's a fact that crimes happen everywhere on a daily basis. However, general safety is pretty high in Japan, and this is one of the biggest benefits for travelers as well as people who live here. This is why some people feel comfortable enough to sleep deeply on the train or leave their belongings such as laptops and wallets to go to the bathroom while no one is on their tables. Obviously, I still don't recommend anyone to feel that comfortable about living in a place, but generally speaking, I believe that Japan is a safe country. I mean, the fact that I'm able to vlog outside and put my camera on the ground to shoot B-roll is because I feel safe and trust others around me not to steal my belongings, which is a privilege that I should never take for granted. The fourth point is convenience. There are literally vending machines in convenience stores everywhere in Japan, and they are always open 24/7. I can assure you that you will never be desperate to get something because they sell pretty much everything that you need for living life.
You want one as well?
Yeah.
すみません、カフェラテ2つでお願いします。
お二つ、はい、アイスホットどちらにされますか？
ホットでお願いします。
はい。サイズはレギュラーサイズでよろしいでしょうか？
ラージで。
ラジ、
はい。
2つとも大きいラジサイズ。
はい、お願いします。
はい、ありがとうございます。
And the final point is culture. I must admit that I had never been interested in Japanese culture when I was young because I grew up with it and I didn't appreciate much about it. But I began appreciating a lot about Japanese culture after living abroad, which only happened because I was lucky to experience other cultures so that I could figure out what I thought was normal about Japan was something special. Everything that I've talked about so far is a part of Japanese culture, and there's so many beautiful aspects about Japan, which I'm finally able to appreciate so much at the age of 25. And I would love to go traveling around different parts of Japan to experience more of this country. So let's go back to the initial point about why I tend to bring up negative aspects of Japan in my videos. You see, they say that great businesses are created when we are in a crisis. I believe that everything has good and bad aspects, and the same applies to every country on this earth. There's so many beautiful and amazing things about any country, as well as terrible and negative things that we wish to improve. But I think something becomes more beautiful when we focus on issues and try solving them together, just like businesses solve consumers' problems to make their lives better or more convenient than what it is. That is why I tend to talk about things about Japan that can be improved, because I believe that we have so much potential to be better as a country than what it is now. And I know that we can make our lives better, not just for the majority, but also for the minority within this country.